In Ukraine, thousands of rival protesters clashed in front of the regional parliament of Crimea in the city of Simferopol. The opposing factions on February 26th were pro-Russian activists calling for Crimea to secede from Ukraine, pitted against Crimean Tatars and others protesting against the separatist movement. On February 27th, a group of armed men remained in control of the regional government headquarters and the parliament in Crimea and raised the Russian flag atop the buildings. In the Afghan capital, Kabul, hundreds of people marched to show their support for the Afghan National Security Forces and condemn what they called Pakistani interference in Afghanistan. The demonstration, organized by the National Partnership Party, was held in response to a recent Taliban attack in Kunar province near the Pakistani border. 21 Afghan soldiers died in the attack, one of the deadliest in months. In Kazakhstan, an independent blogger, Nurali Aytalenov, was detained while staging a one-person protest in front of the presidential palace in Astana. Aytalenov demanded the release of two fellow bloggers who were detained in Almaty for trying to enter a meeting between the mayor and members of the public. Both were sentenced to 15 days in prison on hooliganism charges. In the Tajik capital Dushanbe, members of non-governmental organizations called for people in Tajikistan to observe Zero Discrimination Day on March 1st, a UN campaign aimed at ending prejudice toward people with HIV. The global initiative was launched last December by UNAIDS and Nobel Peace Prize laureate Aung San Suu Kyi. Representatives of NGOs in Tajikistan noted that Tajik law forbids discrimination against people living with HIV, but it often occurs anyway. In Kyrgyzstan, about 50 mostly young people held a demonstration condemning homosexuals, who they accused of destroying Kyrgyz traditions and family values. The protesters burned a picture of well-known journalist Ilya Lukash, saying he's a defender of gay rights in Kyrgyzstan and receives money for his activities from abroad. Lukash says that he's not an activist on gay rights, but that he sometimes writes about those issues. In January, Kyrgyzstan's Grand Mufti issued a fatwa against same-sex relationships. In Georgia, more than 300 employees of RMG Gold and RMG Copper mining companies were on strike for a second week in the village of Kazreti. The workers are demanding improved working conditions, a 40% salary increase, and that 180 dismissed employees get their jobs back. And that's the video roundup from Radio Free Europe, Radio Liberty.